You are now watching Zach Lesage PTCG. Let's get it! Yo, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to Zach Lesage PTCG. I'm Zach Lesage. Word up. Today we are going to be covering over Tyranitar V. And you might be like, yo Zach, why are you covering Tyranitar V? I thought you're the competitive dude. Well, I am, but with Battle Styles, the set right there. Totally want to just kind of cover everything that seems at least viable as part of my discovery process of this set, learning each and every available new strategy in case I run into it in a tournament, and in case we stumble upon the next best thing. So today we're going to be covering over Tyranitar V. I think this card's pretty cool because for a dark type Pokemon it is not weak to fighting. That means that it is going to be an okay counter to Dragapult VMAX, which is something that you could OHKO, which is A-okay in my books because Dragapult's probably the best deck in format right now. Yes, I think I've already solved the best deck, and I think it's probably Dragapult right now. So this deck would be a great counter to it. It's not weak to fighting, so you're not going to lose to Rapid Strike Urshifu or Single Strike Urshifu. And I mean, you should have a pretty good chance against a lot of other things, such as the tag team Pokemon. If you run into a Pikarom deck, you have options against Eternatus. So I mean, I think this deck can hold its own, and I'm really excited to kind of showcase exactly what this deck can do in this video. You can check for the description for the deck list right there. You can copy and paste that right into PTCGO. If you're missing any cards for this deck, or if you want to pick up those cool alt art Tyranitars, head over to PTCGOstore.com, plug in code ZLesage5 to save 5% on your next order. And while you're at it, can you please toss a sub right there? Subscribing is totally free. We just hit 2,000, so thank you so much to every single person who has been watching my content and supporting me. We're currently on the road for 3,000, and we're keep on aiming for the moon. Let's crank this up another notch and get there, peeps. All right, I could blabble on forever. Let's jump right into this deck list. Starting right off, I want to give a huge shout out to whoever designed this card. I think Tyranitar V is absolutely stunning. So first thing that I want to look at is, why is this card any kind of viable? Because if you look at it, Cragalanche is a pretty terrible attack. 60 damage for 3 energies is super rough. Discarding the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck is a nice after effect, but why would we ever play this card? Same thing with Single Strike Crush. 240 damage, discarding the top 4 cards of your deck is nothing compared to Pokemon such as Eternatus that are also dark type. So why is this card going to be successful? Well, it does have the single strike stamp right there, which means you can get single strike energy. That means we can quickly start powering things up with our Houndoom and doing extra damage. The extra damage doesn't sound like a lot at first, but the 240 can quickly turn into 280, and Single Strike Crush can hit for a decent bit of damage. You also gain the benefit of not being a VMAX Pokemon or a GX Pokemon, so you do have 280 HP, and you're only worth 2 prize cards. So you can kind of go for a 2-shot strategy, and if you attach an energy on your first turn going first, you could attach an energy on your second turn, and power up 1 with Houndoom. And this deck can quickly just power itself up by using Houndoom. When it's knocked out, you can go earn a Vitality, get your energies back. So that's really the whole idea, is just to kind of attack with Tyranitar V, especially since Dragapult VMAX is weak to Dark type. And the one good thing about this Dark type Pokemon, it's not weak to fighting, it is weak to Grass, which is an underutilized type in this set. So you don't have to necessarily worry about the Urshifus so much, you don't necessarily need to worry about a lot of stuff. Really, Grass type's underutilized in the game because it's just not a type that's as powerful as other decks. So Houndoom really just there to power up the energies. You're not necessarily going to get the single strike Scroll of Scorn in a deck like this because there's just not enough HP to really matter. You could also power up Stonjourner. This is a card that's probably going to stick out for a lot of people and be like, yo, Zach, you're absolutely wild. Why would you consider this garbage card in your deck? And I mean, upon first glance, it does seem pretty bad, but you can use Giga Hammer with 3 extra energies on it to do 180. 180 times 2 is 360. That's enough to knock out an Eternatus. You also have enough damage where with an extra energy, you can knock out a Decidueye. So it gives you an opportunity to get through Decidueye decks or Altaria decks. And I mean, it is a single prize card Pokemon, so you can stick it to your opponent. You can go T-Tar, Stonjourner, T-Tar, if absolutely necessary. This deck does run off a Tower of Darkness engine, which allows you to pitch cards from your hand that have the single strike kind of logo on it. So that means you could pitch Houndour, Houndoom, Tyranitar, Stonjourner. You can pitch Earn a Vitality, a Tower of Darkness, or a single strike energy. You can get those single strike energies back with Earn a Vitality. You could also go Tower of Darkness, draw 2 cards, Marshadow, then play another Tower of Darkness, draw 2 more cards. This deck, of course, is going to play Mew, because Rapid Strike Urshifu is everywhere in our formats. Guru is really great if you draw into a single strike energy to put it back on top of your deck, so that you could use single strike Roar. And of course, we have some draw power of Crobat and Dedenne-GX. Most of the cards that we have here are pretty simple, like Ordinary Rod, you are going to be pitching some stuff, so you might as well get that stuff back into your deck. We got Calms because we got a mix between Evolution and basic Pokemon. Quick Ball is pretty standard, Switch is pretty standard. I mean, the boss orders line up with Marnie, Research, Standard, and I mean, our energies are really meant so that you can build up your Pokemon, so you can go Capture Energy turn 1. I mean, this is a very simple deck, and I'd say this would be great for beginners to play the game. Understand, this would be like a beginner first real deck. This deck would probably cost you only 40 packs online to trade and build for. I think it's going to be super cheap, and that might be a little bit high on the 40 end. It might be cheaper than that. You can check out PTCGO prices for that if you're looking for the exact number. I'm only going at it based off of my limited knowledge on PTCGO, but I mean, I think this deck would be a pretty synergistic deck between Houndoom and Tyranitar. So maybe you've got a kid or someone at your local league, or a cousin, a brother, maybe your dad's trying to get into the game. This would be a really fun deck to really get them into the game. And I mean, of course, it's still competitively viable. I did win the Players Cup too. I think I know a thing or two about building a solid deck. So a combination of fun, budget, semi-viable. We'll have to give this a whirl, see if we could play against a Dragapult. I might have to call up some of my friends on Discord, see exactly if they can help me out with some of the matchups. All right, let's get into it. Let's jump into it. So here I'm playing against my pal Go Trade, and they are able to call the coin flip because they won the coin flip. Now, I'm not entirely sure what they want to choose to go first here. I just said pick a deck at random. Let's see exactly what deck they play. Hopefully they picked Pult. That'd be crazy for us playing T-Tar. I think they're having a bit of a tough chance here. Let's see exactly what's going on. Okay, so they're going to be going first. That's completely fine. And, I mean, it's not the best start, but we're going to start with the Marshadow here anyways. I think the Marshadow seems completely fine. That means we could still go with Crobat, draw some cards with Dark Assets, and see exactly what's going on here. So it looks like they're still just deciding on which Pokemon to choose. Okay, so they started with a Pokemon. That's awesome. Let's see exactly what they started with. Ooh, they play Pult. That's awesome. So they have a Psychic Energy. That's really, there's not too much else that they need on their first turn. And they're putting down a Power Plant. That's okay. We do play enough Tower of Darkness that we can get around that quite easily. Perfect. We do have Marnie, so we don't necessarily need to pitch our entire hand. But at the same time, I don't really see why we need to pitch our entire hand. So let's go ahead here with Tower of Darkness. We're going to put that in play. But first, I'd rather use Quick Ball, so since we're going to be pitching our hand anyways, let's go ahead and pitch... We'll pitch the Marnie because I might use the Tower of Darkness first. So let's look through our options and see what we have in the deck. Considering we do have Cape of Toughness in our hands, I am going to grab a Tyranitar V. And let's see what we have in our prize cards. A couple of Dark Energies, but we should be fine. Trying to get a Capture Energy this turn if that's possible. Let's go Tyranitar. We're going to go Tower of Darkness. And let's pitch this one away, trying to get a Capture Energy if that's possible. In this case, I'm fine losing the single strike energy. I think that seems completely cool if you ask me. There is a Cape of Toughness. And I do want to just hide behind this Marshadow so it can take the full brunt of the Dragapult VMAX. So let's go ahead and go Crobat to try to draw into something. Man, oh man, oh man. We are pitching a lot of cards here. Okay, let's go Research right away. Hopefully we could find an energy. Capture Energy would be amazing. Let's go Capture Energy right here. We're going to grab a Houndour. Houndour is going to be awesome. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually just get out a Houndour again, so we can get powered up with the Houndoom's next turn. So hopefully Logan's not able to snipe onto my bench. Let's go ahead here and pass. there's the Crushing Hammer. Hopefully it does not hit. We'll have to see exactly what Logan's able to do here. Getting set up with a Crobat, I guess, to draw in some more cards. Luckily for us, if we are able to see into a GX Pokemon, there's no more power plants in play. Although it shouldn't be really a huge factor with this deck because we do not play many. So hopefully weakness is able to take a huge toll in this game. We need to be able to do 160 damage. We're not going to really hit that with Cragalanche, but we might be able to hit that with Single Strike Crush next turn, as long as there's no damage done to our Houndours to get it knocked out, and we can attach an energy and go double Houndoom, which I think is totally a possibility with this deck. So there's a Jet Assault. We might have more opportunities than we thought here. So I'm actually going to go switch now into the Tyranitar. I probably should have gone ahead and pitched the power plant first. I think that would have been better just to heal this Marshadow. I'll probably end up pitching my Tower of Darkness at the end of the turn anyways. Power plants, there's probably not going to be any more in that deck. So let's go Dark Energy there, attach for turn. Let's go research. Hopefully we can get a Houndoom out. We'll have to see if we can Tower of Darkness one into play. It's getting incredibly close here. Let's go ahead and go Quick Ball away. I'm going to Quick Ball away on Marshadow. I am going to go ahead here and pitch this hand away because we really do need that Houndoom. I am going to go ahead here and go Resetting Hole. Putting that completely away. Let's go Tyranitar. Let's get another Cape of Toughness on this Pokemon. And we are trying to get a Houndoom going on here. No luck so far. We want to get that attack off. Boom, there's the Houndoom. This is awesome. Now we can start getting set up. Let's get a couple of our energies back into our deck. And then we're going to go for Single Strike Roar. On to the T-Tar. So we are going to take 20 damage, but that's fine. Let's go for Cragalanche. So we are going to be hitting for 160 damage on our second turn of the game and discarding the top two cards of Logan's deck. So what two cards are we going to discard? I think there was a couple Marnies there, so maybe Logan won't necessarily have anything set up. And we are two-shotting a Dragapult VMAX. So that means we can start building up this Tyranitar V to really finish off the game. Really showing how strong this deck can be. If necessary. We also have the Gangq as well that we could totally hit into. That might be particularly strong. So during your opponent, they can't play any cards from their hand during your next turn. Okay. So we could still attack, but we can't really do too much. That's probably just going to be a Dark Energy because Logan knows that I can get the energies back with the Houndooms. So we can still get a Single Strike Roar, attach it to one of our T-Tars. And I mean, I think we're pretty okay. We just can't really play any cards due to the Horror House GX. So it buys a turn. Let's go ahead and go Single Strike Roar here. I'll attach the Single Strike Energy. I'll just build up this one at the same time. And I'm going to go ahead here and pass my turn because there's literally nothing else that we could do here. This card's going to be pretty popular in Psychic type decks in general. Psychic type decks are going to be pretty popular, but it is worth 3 prize cards and it is weak to Dark. So let's see, there is 100 damage. So we don't necessarily have the knockout yet. We have 1, 2. I think we should have another energy in play. So let's go ahead and try to get to that energy with the Single Strike Roar. I don't think we prized one. So we're going to go ahead here, build this Pokemon up. It only requires the 2 Dark Energies, and the Single Strikes do count as Darks. So let's go Capture Energy here. And we can evolve into this Houndoom. So we are set up with double Houndoom. Let's go ahead here and attack with Single Strike Crush. We do have to be careful because we have discarded quite a few cards from the top of our deck. We are only at 6 cards remaining, but we should be okay to finish this game off strong. And let's see exactly what we could do here. See, even with the Single Strike Energy, we could always put it on top of the deck with Oranguru, which can be incredibly strong. It looks like Logan can get the knockout here with Jet Assault, doing 140 damage. That might be really interesting. We'll have to see if Logan's able to find the Dragapult VMAX in order to kind of get a knockout with a Zigzagoon. That might be interesting. However, Jet Assault might be the best option right now. So there goes an energy back into the deck. There's a reset stamp. So I know for sure that we can get some energies back. There are going to be 2 energies left in the deck. Now, the biggest issue that I'm going to see here is that we might not necessarily be able to attack this turn unless we get an energy. So I'm going to go ahead and put the T-Tar there. Let's go ahead here and go for Single Strike Roar. We're going to go Single Strike Roar again. And let's see exactly what we can get here with the Pokemon communication. I don't think we have too many options on what would be great to grab. I think Guru is going to be our best option. Probably going to go ahead and put the switch on top of the deck. Hopefully it's good here. Nope. We're going to have to go with boss orders on something else. We are totally in the dark here. We've gone through a lot of resources. So maybe this is where the deck's really running out. We'll have to see. Okay, there's a Jet Assault for 140 damage. Okay, there's an energy back. Now, we're not going to necessarily be able to top deck an energy. So we're going to have to put this on top of the deck, the Single Strike, because we can attach it with Houndoom. And if we're able to get something else, we might be okay. But here, it does not look like we're okay. So this is really bad. We're just kind of stuck here. So all we can do, I think it makes more sense for us to pass than do anything else. And then hope that next turn we just draw into a supporter card. I mean, I could have attached the energy first. That might have been a little bit better. I can always attack with Darkness Fang if absolutely necessary. There is a Dragapult VMAX there. So we are going to see a knockout here. Will we be able to come back in this game and make a top deck kind of play? I'm not sure. We're going to have to, like, I don't think this game's going to end very well, if you ask me. Okay, let's see what we can get going on in this next turn. Let's end up the Houndoom. So we do have the Single Strike energy. I am going to go Pokemon Communication away the Houndoom. We really don't have many options left here. It's probably better at this point just to grab another Houndour and maybe attack with our Houndoom. So let's go ahead and put this on top of the deck. So I am going to go attach here. I am going to go Single Strike Roar. And we can hit for 140 damage. It's not a lot, but we could hit for 140 damage. So potentially next turn, if we do draw into a supporter, we can win the game as long as Logan doesn't win this turn. So I think he's probably going to have the boss orders for the Eldegoss. And that's what's going to happen. Houndoom is an okay attacker in this matchup, but if you get a slow setup like we did, anything could really happen. And I mean, maybe this is why Tyranitar is not being played by every single person. So after losing to my buddy Logan, I decided, hey, how can I get a rematch going on, really showing you the strength of this deck and what it can do against Dragapult. So I talked to my buddy Matty Tate from Chill TCG. Check out his events, by the way, if you haven't already. They run every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. My absolute favorite events out of all the Pokemon events on a weekly basis are absolutely Matty's events. There's lots of great organizers, don't get me wrong, but I really do like Matty's Phase 2 system. So here we are playing against Dragapult again. Rematch kind of edition. We'll have to see what we could do here. I think this hand's a little bit on the side. So I am a little bit worried about that, but that's okay. I think I got an opportunity to win this game. And looks like Maddie's just deciding on what he wants to do here. Building up some damage, getting the early 10 on the Houndour so we could get the hit off with the Dragapult. Here, I mean, I think I want to go Tower of Darkness. And this is really where it becomes tough. I got to go Capture Energy on the Houndour. Probably just getting out another Houndour, to be honest. And then I think I'm forced to go Research. So really rough Research turn 1. We did get quite a few Houndours out. So, I mean, I'm feeling okay about that. And I'm just going to go for the Tyranitar up in the active spots. I don't necessarily... you want to know what? Maybe I could go Tower of Darkness. That seems fine. And I am going to go Bites, since the damage on my active Houndour is not going to matter. So, there's the 40 damage. Maybe it will work out in some way. But next turn, I'm really trying to get double single strike energy on this T-Tar V and really just start swinging hard with the T-Tar V. So I'll have to see if Maddie's able to start attacking or not. There's the Psychic Energy. Are we going to see it evolve? Are we going to see a supporter card? That's going to be the big question. It looks like it's going to be pretty tough here. Like, I mean, if Maddie just goes for Bites, Bite would get a knockout, so that's a possibility. I think the best case here is maybe Maddie getting something else on his bench, backing this up. Maybe a Pokemon that could draw some more cards. Really looking for that VMAX to start spreading some extra damage. And here you go. There's the VMAX. Like I said, really wish that there was a way. Even Mew does not block the damage from Max Phantom, so that can be really tough at times to get around. So if Maddie's able to just get a Scoop Up Net, you can totally just rip into one of these Houndours. But there's the Max Phantom. We'll see exactly how he splits the damage. Is he just going to put it on that Tyranitar? I think it's going to go on the Houndours. Okay, I guess it's going to go right on the T-Tar. That's fine. Let's send up the T-Tar because that's really what we're trying to attack with this turn. Getting the double comms there is really rough for us. So we're just going to go Capture Energy here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab... I mean, I could get a Guru to put a thing on top of the deck. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and grab Guru to put a Calm on top of the deck. So let's go ahead, put Calm on top of the deck, see what we can get. There is a Houndoom there. So I do have the Calm on top of the deck. I should be able to attack this turn, which will be awesome. So let's go Research here. As long as I could find a single Pokemon. Ooh, that's amazing. So let's go like this. I am going to check through the deck with the first one, so we should be okay. So there's the first energy. So we will take some extra damage. That's fine. There's another one. $90. And then Maddie will be able to get the knockout on me next turn, which is really rough for us here because we did not get the Cape of Toughness. 110 plus the 130 for Max Phantom is going to be absolutely scary. But maybe we'll be able to get a single strike Crush built up. That would be super huge. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on with that. Will we be able to find another Tyranitar V to really finish things off? I mean, we've already gone through 3 switching cards. I guess I could get the attack off with the Houndoom. That might be our best option for next turn. It's one thing I did learn from the first game playing against Logan, that Houndoom is a valid attacker. And maybe I was wrong with T-Tar. Maybe it does not hold a good Dragapult matchup, because this matchup feels incredibly close, but Dragapult VMAX really does prey on single prize card Pokemon on the bench and building up the damage counters quickly, not really caring about weakness since we aren't doing a one-shot. But again, it does really go to show like how synergistic this deck is between attaching energies to the Tyranitar V, Houndoom, single strike energy. I think this is a really fun single strike deck, especially if you have someone in your life who's a little bit newer to Pokemon. It would be a really fun way for them to kind of explore the game as like a souped up theme deck, or so be it. So there's the 130. That's fine. We are going to go ahead and send up the Houndoom that he places the damage counters on. And Maddie did miss an energy last turn. So maybe I will send up a Houndoom that he did not. You want to know what? I will just place the one on the damage counter since it's going to get knocked out anyways. So at this point, I am going to go earn a Vitality to get back double single strike energies. Let's go Tower of Darkness. And I do want to go Tower of Darkness first because we do find like a Houndoom or a Switch or something like that. We are pretty good. So let's go Pokemon Communication, putting the Marshadow back into the deck. We are going to grab out a T-Tar here. So since we do have double energies there, we should be pretty fine to grab whatever we want. Let's go T-Tar. Let's power it up twice. So instead of attacking with Houndoom, we're going to start attacking with the T-Tar now, because the T-Tar can do more damage and get set up for a game-winning play next turn. So, I mean, I think that seems super hot. Getting our fourth switch is just absolutely bonkers. And here we're just going to go Research. We should be able to draw into an energy. We have the 2 energies into our deck, so let's totally get them back. I am going to put a Capture Energy onto this Pokemon. I will grab a Marshadow. I think Marshadow seems fine here because we could always bounce their other power plants if they do play 3. And I am going to put a Primate Wisdom for a Crobat on top of my deck just in case he plays a Marnie. So, I mean, I'm feeling pretty fine with this. Let's go ahead and go Cragalanche. So we are going to get the knockout and discard the top cards of Maddie's deck. So reasonably, we're literally looking for an energy next turn, and I think we should be able to finish this game. Maybe the matchup's a little bit better than I thought, and Maddie's just drawing really well with Dragapult. We'll have to see. He does play a Crushing Hammer and Fan of Waves, so it might be a little bit more difficult of a matchup than I originally thought. Now, that does put the energy at the bottom of the deck, so we can get it back with the Single Strike Roar. So, I mean, I think we're in a pretty okay spot. Will we get off the Single Strike Crush next turn? That's certainly the wave. We have all 3 Single Strike energies in the deck, and we do have double Houndoom. And we can do that play that I was talking about, so I can use Tower of Darkness, discard a Tower of Darkness, Marshadow, discard Tower of Darkness, play a Tower of Darkness, discard Houndoom, so I could draw an additional 4 cards. I should have a pretty good chance of getting everything that I want here. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now, Maddie might be able to do some cool stuff if he gets out, let's say, a Mimikyu V, might be able to try to block for a turn. Mimikyu V Reset Stamp might be difficult. We'll have to see exactly what goes on here. I think he's just trying to set up the knockout for a Houndoom with some bench damage with the Dragapult VMAX. But him missing that energy is huge. This deck typically only runs like 9 energies, so it's incredibly difficult. And he's just thinning his deck, trying to thin away that Mimikyu. That's not necessarily going to matter too much. See, there's the Crushing Hammer heads. Hopefully he does not get another one, because we are so close. We'll see if he's able to kind of get around this. Reset Stamp would certainly hurt us right now, and of course he's trying Reset Stamp as soon as I say that. So we might be in a little bit of a pickle. We did get a Capture Energy, however, so we are a little bit closer than I thought. We'll have to see exactly what's going on here. I don't think he ever thinks that he could bring up the Dragapult VMAX and attack us for 60. Maybe that's his best option. Maybe he'll just feed us a Crobat. Okay, so let's go ahead here and go... I know we have Crobat in our deck, so let's go ahead here and go Capture Energy first. I think Capture Energy makes the most sense out of everything. And let's just see what we could do here. So I know we don't want to grab any of these Pokemon. I need that bench space 100,000%. And we're grabbing nothing. So there's energy number 1. Let's go ahead and grab our energies that we need to attack for the potential game-winning move. Like, we have not played a single boss orders yet. So let's go ahead, build these up. Now, Maddie's only 1 energy away from getting the knockout here with Max Phantom. So let's juice up our HP a little bit more. Let's go Quick Ball here, grabbing the Crobats. And we're going to go Cape of Toughness to give us that extra HP necessary. Now we are going to go ahead and use Crobats. And we did grab the game-winning move. So that's, it's going to be absolutely huge here. Let's bring up the Dragapults. We were able to win a game with this deck. It's absolutely huge. Single Strike Crush. We did it, peeps, and we are going to take the dub on Mr. Matty Tate of Chill TCG. Thanks again, Matty, for playing this game. I'm sorry that you had to play Dragapult against me. Had to see how the matchup actually went. And there we have it, peeps. That's how it's going to turn out today. We were able to win one of the 2 games against Dragapult, which is a little bit upsetting, but you want to know what? We got really into that kind of like dead spur in the dead moment in like game 1. And then game 2 was relatively like a normal-ish match. Sure, Matty may have missed that energy, but I mean, he certainly had some luck with Crushing Hammer along the way. That certainly helped him out as well. So I think the deck's pretty cool. Like I said, I think this is definitely a deck to give to your friend, brother, cousin, sister, mom, dad, new player to the league, something like that. Really kind of that synergistic approach. And I mean, if you're a Tyranitar fan, it is a cool way to break out those alt arts. This card's probably underrated still. It might see some use in like a single strike deck. I mean, that might be a little bit of a better use here than a full-on deck, but I mean, it does work against Dragapults, and it probably works against other things because it does have that grass weakness. Maybe Dragapult's a difficult matchup because it is sniping the bench so much, and we still are getting those 2 shots. So I mean, give it a try. Let me know what you think about the deck in the comments below. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go edit this video. It is like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I do have a lot more stuff to do for the night, so I'll catch up with all of y'all later. Thanks again for all the support, everyone. Peace out. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's become a channel member on Zaclasage PTCG. Not only do these members watch my videos regularly, they also have contributed financially to me as a content creator, which makes my world a lot easier and financially stable. I don't expect anyone to offer any kind of support financially to me. I certainly appreciate every single person who watches my videos, but I do want to give an extra special shout out to those who have went above and beyond, and that list includes Ali Plays Pokemon, Xenon TCG, Smart TCG, Slavin Tizik, Joshua Sutherland, Justin C, The Home Junkie, Samuel Stapowski, Yoshi3483, Anonymous, and Jake R. I truly appreciate it, and it means the absolute world to me. If you want to know what channel memberships is, you can get special perks by paying a certain set amount fee monthly, and it's all within the channel membership. So on desktop, you can click join, and then it will show you what their offerings are. It's based around each individual currency depending on which country you live in or reside in, but there's options that include getting access to all of my deck lists, YouTube to Discord integrations, special group coaching on a monthly basis, and more. I really appreciate everyone for supporting my content. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you haven't already, it'd mean the world to me if you could subscribe to help support me as a content creator. Thanks again, and have yourself a great one.